Hoje nós estamos na Filadélfia, uma grande cidade americana que fica perto de Nova York. E é aqui que nós vamos conversar com a sensacional Tina Turner. A Tina é o grande sucesso da música pop, da música internacional em todo o mundo. E nesta noite ela vai se apresentar num grande concerto que faz parte de uma turnê que ela está fazendo por todos os Estados Unidos. 8 da noite. O Philadelphia Spectrum ainda está vazio. Nos camarins, Tina Turner se prepara para começar o show de rock de maior sucesso nos Estados Unidos. Neste programa, você vai ver esse show ao vivo em primeira mão. Vai acompanhar Tina nos melhores momentos de sua turnê na Europa. Numa conversa descontraída, vai conhecer a vida desta mulher, que não aparenta nem um pouco seus 47 anos. Você vai ver também a gravação de um clipe inédito do filme Mad Max 3. Com vocês, Tina Turner. Tina, você passou a tua infância numa fazenda de algodão. O que você fazia naquela época? Que lembranças você tem daquele tempo?
I didn't like working in the fields. It was hot. Painful in a way, not exciting. But my family and myself, we sort of made fun. We would sing as we worked. And then there was times, these are just vivid times of like looking back of the memories, the good parts. Just when there was fresh water being brought. And it was brought from the well, from the ground. There was always a taste about that. Something about the memory of taste now, that things don't taste the same as they used to, you know, because the source of the food was different. My childhood life was a farm girl's daughter. In the winter, it was, food had been basically put away from the gardens in the summer. My mother would make preserves as from the fruit. and some things from the garden. And then we would kill the hogs, as they call that, whatever.
E você já cantava naquela época?
My family, we would bring in other help, and we would sing. I mean, the younger people, not the older people, but when we would bring in help, it was younger kids that was out of school, and they were paid to help us finish because my father owned a lot of land. And we would sing from the radio. That was the fun part, but it was boring when it was just my sister and I because there was no fun. But when we brought in our friends, we would sing, and it made the day go faster, and it was really nice. Always singing.
When I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I've ever owned.
Nutbush, cidade onde esta cantora descendente de índios e negros nasceu, é o tema desta música que ela faz questão de incluir em todos os seus shows.
Only now my love has grown, and it gets stronger every way, and it gets deeper. Let me say, and it gets higher day by day. You are love, well, I know
With the farmers, say on the plantations, there was the house of the master, so to speak. But it wasn't like in slavery. It was like one big family. We were born into knowing that basically you go to the back door. It was out of a respect for the owners of that space. It wasn't just in our heads because we were black. It was out of a form of respect. Now it's a different world, so we know the difference. But it didn't feel bad.
Mudando de assunto, de onde é que vem a sua influência musical?
I have to say the Baptist churches. However, before the church, I was singing before. When I was a little girl, I was always singing for my mother's friends, for my grandparents. Always just, it was always there, I think. And then, of course, when I joined the church, there was the choir. So all of the emotions and the style came from the Baptist churches, but I just got tired of it. I don't know, you know, blues is, blues, immediately when you think blues, you think of mood and story, and I'm tired of stories. I'm tired of depression. I'm just very optimistic right now. I don't have time to turn on the radio and hear a blues and become depressed. I mean, you immediately sat down and start thinking of the past. You don't think, oh, wonderful, I think I'll get out today and do this. The blues, you sat down and stopped. No, I stopped singing blues and R&B because it was depressing me. Yeah. You sing about that when you got a problem. Well, my problem was not about being depressed. My problem was about surviving and getting what I want. And you cannot be depressed when you have to get out there and get moving. So I let go of that depressing music. Rock and roll was hot. Moving.
Whispers in the night, I'm captured by your spell. I'm touched by the show of emotion, attracted by your lack of devotion. I said, should I? Or should I? Oh, you're gonna be good to me. But I've gotta be that. What you really think of? all so right. You don't need to fight, just to stand face to face, and you present your case. I know you keep telling me that you love me. Well, I really do want to believe that you think I just accept you in blind faith. Show me, think me to believe you, but you gotta be good to me. Well, that's how it's gotta be now. Oh, at the time, you overload life, you gotta be good to me. Yeah, you gotta be good. Yeah, good to me. Oh, I really don't see the why so hard to be. Say good to me. I don't understand what you're playing. Say good to me. It's not real. I do not wish to see. Say what got to be. Say good to me. What I can't feel, I do not wish to see. What got to be. Say good to me. Got to be. Say good to me. Got to be. Oh, good to me. Got to be. Good to me. Got to be. Good to me. You lose me, don't you? Yeah, I don't have the time. You overload the life. You gotta be good. You gotta be good. Got to be. Good to me. 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 Got to be. Good to me.
No próximo segmento, o sucesso e o fim do Ike and Tina Turner. Com a separação dos pais e a morte da avó Índia, Tina e a irmã saem do campo para morar em São Luís. É nesta cidade que ela conhece o homem que iria modificar o rumo de sua vida. Ike Turner, líder de uma banda de soul de grande sucesso na cidade. Ike transforma a Tina em cantora do grupo. Surge assim o Ike and Tina Turner, uma das mais famosas bandas negras do mundo. Tina nos fala agora de seu encontro com Ike.
My mother and father separated when I was 11 years old. And then maybe 2, 3 years, 4 years later, I joined my mother in St. Louis, Missouri. And I've always been a sort of a physically extroverted teenager. It wasn't just movies. I was always interested in like other things to find out, because I wanted to sing or I wanted to entertain. Like in my class book, I said, my high school graduation book, it was to be a housewife and to entertain. Well, how do you do both? Well, I don't know, but I did both. So far, I did both. So I started going to clubs with my sister. And one of the clubs was a Club Manhattan in East St. Louis, and it's where Ike Turner and the Kings of Rhythm was playing. And that was the first professional band I'd ever seen. However, in the South, we had picnics, and there were, how do you call it, just a few musicians, a drummer, a trombone player, and never a piano, but just to see a complete band with a complete rhythm session and horns and all. It was like my first. And I asked Ike if I could sing with him, and I've always been a very thin girl, and the fashion then was heavier girls, especially in the black race. And so, since visually I didn't look the part, he never called me. And so it was one of those times when the drummer set a microphone down for my sister, and of course she can't sing, so I took the mic and started singing. And Ike was really very surprised. I think he really thought that I couldn't sing. So after that, every weekend, I was sneaking out to sing at the adult clubs on weekends. Makeup and the whole thing. It was really exciting. I mean, I felt like a star. I was riding in Cadillacs, and I had furs, and I was wearing all the makeup, and then I had to take all of that stuff off to get into the house, you know. It was really quite exciting, really, my life.
'Cause you got what I want, and you got what I need. And baby, you...
Anos 70, auge do Ike and Tina Turner. Mas nem tudo vai bem. Ike é um homem violento e Tina, constantemente espancada, abandona o marido e o grupo após tentar o suicídio.
I want you to give it to me. If you just stay with me and make me say.
Ela relembra agora este período e os anos difíceis que se seguiram.
Many times I'm asked, would I have done it differently? I can't speak for the past to say what I would have done then, because mentally, it's different now. I can't speak for what my mind and the state of mind I was at that time. But I can say that what I've gained is a great amount of discipline with the road I came, and also, I have to say, the strength of endurance. There is a strength there, because to have the patience to not stop because of want, a desire, from whatever it is, if it's material, if it's spiritual, or whatever it is, but to have that want and not let go of it, then there's a strength that comes with that, because you're not giving up, and nothing will stop you there. So that strength came from that, because my road was very much like 24 years getting to where I am now, because the earlier years with my ex-husband was more just the ground of learning and to become disciplined and to know and to become professional at it. So definitely a strength from all those years. I don't knock it at all. I don't say that I wished it had not happened. I wished it could have been nicer, but I'm glad that I experienced it, because I'm stronger. I can wait for whatever I need with a great amount of discipline and patience.
1984, Tina Turner consegue romper quase 10 anos de ostracismo com uma pequena ajuda dos amigos David Bowie, Rod Stewart e Mick Jagger. Com o novo empresário Roger Davis, Tina daria definitivamente a volta por cima. A rainha do rock tinha voltado para ficar.
Other men come in these places, only the same. You don't look at their faces and ask their name. You don't think of them as human. You don't think of them at all. You keep your mind on the money. Your eyes on the wall, and your private dancer, dancer for money, do what you want me to do. And your private dancer, dancer for money, any old music will do. To make $1 million, have a husband and some children. Yeah, I guess I want a family. All the men come in these places.
I've been always curious. And so when you're curious, you start searching for answers. And then when you receive the answers, then you start making decisions. And so my strength comes from being curious, wanting a lot, wanting to know, and wanting to know how to get there and what I wanted. In order to be that way, then you can't be inhibited by anything, by being shy or by, you just have to handle it very tactfully, how you go about getting what you want, because there's a world out there that they're very hard on you, no matter a woman or man. I don't put so much value on the different sexes, because it's just as hard for a man sometimes as it is for women. So I can just tell you that I am naturally strong, I think, probably because I was alone or because I didn't have that mother to nurse me every minute and take care. I had to do it myself, you know. So that started at that early age. Sometimes that's good when you don't have to, the pampering of the parents and all of that, you know.
No próximo segmento, as cenas inéditas da atriz Tina Turner em Mad Max 3 e a gravação de um novo videoclipe. Tommy, na ópera rock do conjunto The Who, a primeira experiência de Tina com o cinema e o descobrimento de uma artista de talentos múltiplos.
Ain't all he should be now. This girl will put him right. I'll show him what he could be now. Just give me one more night. I'm the Aspen Queen. Hey, but before I start, I'm the gypsy. I'm guaranteed to tear his soul apart.
But I never let go of the dream that I wanted to act. I wanted to be on screen. Singing was not so much of a desire because I've been doing that all my life. When you're doing it all your life, you have no dream of doing that. You want to do something else, you know. So it came that I would sing. And then after I started singing, that I wanted the best of that. I wanted the star on my door, and I wanted the wonderful dressing room. Well, to my surprise, the first dressing room was a storage room for soft drinks, and it was full of dust. There was no place to hang things. There was no star on my door, and I went, oh, okay. So I waited because I felt, well, one day I'll have that dressing room with a star on the door and all of how beautiful the show business looks, but it's not always very beautiful, and it's not always the star on the door. You know, it's just not always that way. But that was my dream. So I never let go of my dream. I always wanted that, and I still want the movies.
1, 2, 3. There'll be a couple of minutes because we have to secure the overhead rigging.
Quase 10 anos após Tommy, Tina volta ao cinema, agora num dos papéis principais de Mad Max 3, do diretor australiano George Miller.
Everyone set? And action.
No filme, Tina é a líder de uma cidadela de sobreviventes do Holocausto Final da Terra. Num cenário marcado pela desolação da era pós-industrial, Tina Turner desenvolve sua aptidão por papéis pouco comuns. O filme confirma o talento de uma atriz que não considera, por enquanto, a possibilidade de fazer teatro.
Follow town! Listen to me! Listen! Follow town! Listen! Where are you gonna run? Where are you gonna hide? Listen to me! Follow town will live! Find the little man! Bring
At the
him
moment,
back
if
to
you
me!
speak to me about Broadway, I would say boring. Because, you know, that's, it's not physical enough. It's just right there every day for so long. And I like to move, you know. However, I don't say that I'll never do Broadway, because I'm sure if that right thing comes along that makes it interesting enough. But Broadway doesn't sound exciting to me when someone says, oh, maybe you'll be on Broadway one day. I'll go, great. Whenever I decide that I want to do that. That's not what I'm feeling at the moment. I don't feel that I would enjoy Broadway unless it was something that I really felt that I could really do something with and really enjoy being there and in that one spot at that time. My acting, I always thought I could act, but I'd never taken any lessons, and everyone said you'd have to take a course. Some people don't have to take courses. You just need proper directing. That is what happened with Tommy, and that is what happened with Mad Max. And I had a bit of training for about 4 weeks in America, just to see if I needed training. And I learned that it was simply being still. That is what I still don't have. So far as the camera is like, if you watch this, you see that I express myself really very, I'm emotional and movements. And for the camera, it's always, you just let the camera do it. Now, you know, I can't explain what that means, but that is what the difference in singing and acting is. I know my limitations. I think that I'm an uncommon actress. I think a common parts would be nothing for me. I don't think I could really do anything with a common part, a basically everyday television program, that kind of thing. I think it has to be something extraordinary in the story or in that physical, the actually physical side of it.
Prisão de Fairmont, Filadélfia. Neste cenário fantástico, o diretor de Mad Max 3, George Miller, filma One of the Living, o novo clipe de Tina Turner. Durante as 14 horas de gravação, Tina jamais perdeu o pique e contagiava toda a equipe.
It's my future. It's what I want to do. I want to master acting and find out what I'm best at. I mean, I'm sure it's not just going to be just the Mad Max or just what I did with Acid Queen or whatever. I just want to go on with it and see what I can do there. It's like a whole new world to get into. It's harder than singing, I can tell you. The hours of standing, all the voiceover work, and much, much harder. But it's something that I want to do, so I'll do it, and just to see, and see if it pleases me, and if not, then I'll go on.
No próximo segmento, Tina nos fala sobre a possibilidade de novos amores.
Como é que você se sente tendo as pernas mais bonitas do mundo do rock?
Well, they're long, anyway.
Como é que você se sente sendo um símbolo sexual?
I tell you, it's a hard job. It's hard in many areas because, first of all, the label is put on you. And so immediately when you're walking into the lobby or into any society, they're looking for that. I never said that I was, you know. They said that I was. I didn't want to take the honor if you decide that it is one, you know. I just did my show and that label was put on. I never decided to also live up to that. I just decided, well, I'm going to continue with what I'm doing. And I'm just going to live my life. I'm not going to try to live up to that standard because however I got the label, it's going to stay there anyway because I never did anything for it. But now, in the early days, I didn't like it at all because I don't feel that, in my head, sexy was voluptuous. And, my goodness, you can describe the girls that immediately you put I'm almost like a tomboy, you know. I don't know why I got that label, you know, I'm really wild. And so I figured, well, it has to be something to do with performance, something there, you know. Of course, you know, Marilyn was over the top sexy. There's no way of her ever denying it if she even tried. But that's not mine is coming from, I think, a physical, exciting woman side of, I don't even know because I don't put that label on. How do I wear it? I wear it all right. It's not something to say that I'm not proud about it because it's gotten me this far. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being sexy. I mean, there are men, wonderfully beautiful, sexy men as well as women. I think it's beautiful, but I guess if you don't give yourself a title, you don't receive it so easily because you didn't decide that for yourself. Someone else decided it. And so that's my attitude about it, you know. But it's all right.
Vamos falar um pouco de amor agora. Como é que você é quando está apaixonada? Você canta melhor?
What's love got to do with it?
It's got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? It's got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
The last 2 days, I said, okay, I don't want to get involved right now. I'm busy. Because relationships take time. It takes my time. I'm in love. I don't want to do anything but touch and be with somebody that I love. You don't think of anything else hardly ever when you got a relationship going. Or if you're not in love, it's still that responsibility. And it's wonderful. I'll make time for that. But right now, what's love got to do with it? Not very much at the moment for me because I'm busy. And what am I busy at? I'm getting into a new part of my life, acting. I'm organizing my family. I'm studying. I'm busy. I am busy. I'm studying all of the things that I need to know to become a businesswoman, to become in control of my life. Now, I don't want a man to be in control of my life. I had one to be in control of my life, and so the one that I'm looking for won't have to control it. I'll control it already. He controlled his, and we would just emerge and just live a wonderful life. I don't want that now. I don't want someone to do that. So that is the decision now. I think men are wonderful. I admire them. I admire them. I love the difference in the different sexes. I don't criticize them at all, even though I am becoming aware of the different strengths in the woman and the man. And I don't put a lot of value on that because it's the life. And I'm not here to try to change all of those things. But I've just made the decision at this point of my life is that it feels real good not to be involved because I don't have time. And you need time for love. So that's what love got to do with it. It's got time to do with it. That's what it is, and having time to do with it. So what about my life? The right man will come. It's that attitude. I'm not looking, and I don't want anyone to look for me. In time, it's coming, and when it comes, it's fine. But in the meantime, I'm wonderful. When you hit the stage, you are performing to possibly thousands of people that's nothing alike. And it's almost that old cliche of saying, a smile speaks every language. So does performance, if it's good. and if you're good at it. I've always been physical. It's like saying I had to leave the South to try to find my music and what I really do. What I do is, I'm not a groove performer. It's with energy, it's with laughter, it's with fun, it's with fire, it's with enjoyment.
All over the world, everybody tells me with a different attitude what they think what's love got to do with it means. So right now, I'm gonna give you the chance to say right now, what's love got to do with it the way that you would say it. For instance, well, what's love got to do with it? Huh? Wanna try it? Now. One more time. One more time. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Got to do with it. What's love for a second-hand devotion?
A exemplo dos ingleses, lançam a campanha América pela África, que já arrecadou mais de 50 milhões de dólares para combater a fome no continente africano. Tina agora fala da importância do Live Aid e do que pensa sobre política.
So many there that's still starving that has to get in that line to get food. What are we doing? Jesus, there's so much talk that needs to be into the governments instead of Geldof. I mean, he's just a little angel trying to do it all by himself. Not just by himself, but making the biggest cause to do it. Governments have to get involved. It really demands the people that run the world to help that situation. It's not going to be money to do it. It's going to be movement. Maybe I'll run for president. Oh, it's a serious situation.
Sweet
remember how sweet it used to be. When we were together, everything was so grand.
Atrás da energia que Tina Turner demonstra no palco e na vida, um segredo. Sua dedicação fiel ao budismo e a admiração pela cultura oriental.
Well, what I liked about it, because it was free. I didn't have to sit in a church and listen to someone tell me what to do. It was simply that you get into rhythm with the universe. And by getting into that rhythm, put you in rhythm with life to make things happen for you. And to test it, I started out doing 5 of them, of the mantras of Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And I tested something there and it worked. And I went, oh, I'll try 5 minutes. And I was still doing the Lord's Prayer and all of that. I didn't let go of what I had, but I, just on speculation. So then finally, there was really sort of like a drama in my life. And I really put some time into meditating. And it worked for me. And it made me believe that it worked. So I let go, hot chill on that one. I let go of my religion that I'd had for years, and I became Buddhist. I've been doing it now 10 years, and for me, it works. But there's no way of understanding it if you don't do it. Someone cannot do it for you, like in anything in life. You have to study, you have to practice. I can't even get it to make sense to your people or to anyone. So I don't do debates. It's something that I know that works for me. And simply because it works for me, I cannot say that it would not work for someone else, maybe not as fast. I can say that it works for everyone because we all have that nature within us, but you do have to practice to get it there. I wanted change in my life. Buddhism promises change for the best.
1985, o ano de Tina Turner. O LP Private Dancer está há mais de um ano nas paradas, sendo que há 30 semanas consecutivas entre os 10 mais vendidos. Em janeiro, a Academia Americana de Música concedeu-lhe 2 prêmios, Melhor Cantora Negra e Melhor Vídeo Feminino. Um mês depois, a consagração definitiva. Tina recebe 4 Grammys, o mais importante prêmio da música americana. É a volta por cima de uma mulher que soube vencer as adversidades da vida e encontrar dentro de si toda a força e energia para se tornar a rainha do rock and roll.
It's my life. It's yesterday. Do you know how to make the life interesting? Is you think like a child, and you think like a child is when you imagine, I want to be a movie star, and I'd like to do those videos. Can you imagine all the people that would love to do a video, and what's involving there? Now, when it gets boring and tiresome, you have to make it a dream all over again. Today, I'm being a star. I'm doing what stars do. I'll walk in there, and all of the things that you see in the movies, you have to make it new for yourself when it gets to be a problem. Right now, it's not a problem for me because I'm the highest place I've ever been in my life. I'm packing, what I think, in America, 18,000 seaters, 20,000 seaters. It's like a dream come true for me to finally stand there and have those people to come to see me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me say that since we've been together, loving you forever is all I need. Let me be the one you come running to.
Passé un début de semaine enchanteur avec le nouveau répertoire de Serge Reggiani. Quelle qualité française magnifique. Je vous avais promis 2 matinées dansantes, 2 matinées avec les amoureux du bal, une symphonie musette à l'accordéon avec les danses que vous aimez, et les chansons, et les chanteuses, et les chanteurs qui vont avec 2 émissions, je l'espère, belles comme la France.
Elle s'émancipe, mais par principe, on ne la changera pas.